times, even our best efforts to promote a peacemaking environment at camp will be unsuccessful. Our campers come from a wide range of backgrounds, and their own behavior patterns and expectations may not only clash with their counselors' expectations, but also with other campers. Appropriate discipline measures may be undertaken by any member of the camp staff, including counselors, directors, or resident staff, but the immediate counselor is the primary source of discipline. Our basic approach to discipline is as follows. At no time shall a camper be subjected to verbal abuse, including shaming, ridicule, or sarcasm. Doing so may only set a negative example for campers to use towards others. If you must raise your voice at some time for whatever reason, do so no longer than is necessary to regain control of a situation. At no time should a camper be subject to corporal punishment such as push-ups, sit-ups, running laps, or missing a meal. The camper should only perform physical work when his or her action would be directly related to the issue. An example would be if a camper intentionally has spilled food on the floor, he or she should be responsible for cleaning up the mess. Physical restraint shall only be used when absolutely necessary to prevent a camper from injuring themselves or someone else. Time out from a specific activity, such as swimming, may be an effective option. However, do not take away an activity for the entire week, and be sure to never leave a camper sitting in time out unsupervised. Consult the camp manager if a camper's behavior disrupts the program or does not improve. The decision to send a camper home is made only by the camp manager and in close consultation with all volunteer staff who is directly involved. And last but not least, use positive affirmation whenever possible in an attempt to prevent behavior issues from reaching the level of disciplinary action.
In all cases of disciplinary action, communication with other staff and the site director is key to effectively solving the issue at hand. We ask that you refer to the following policy when disciplining campers. First, as the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You can do this by setting clear boundaries early. It's much easier to give campers greater flexibility later in the week once you have established clear and solid boundaries and behavior expectations. It is very difficult to give little guidance at first and then try to become more strict later. Your group's conduct covenant should be developed Sunday evening and will provide an opportunity to outline expectations and consequences. Second, communication is key. Don't forget that everyone on the camp staff needs to work as a team. When a discipline issue comes up, make sure you are never the last to know. That is to say, always share information with your fellow counselors and the site director. If everyone on the staff is consistent in their dealings with a particular issue, there is a far better chance that the issue will be resolved rather than occur again before the week is finished. By the same token, camp staff such as lifeguards and program resource staff will make every effort to inform the camper's immediate counselor or director as to any issues that have arisen and actions that have been taken.
When you need to discipline a camper, give a verbal warning as a first step. If possible, do so without other campers present. And again, be sure to let other staff members know when you have issued a warning. This prevents a camper from getting several first warnings and no consequences. If one verbal warning doesn't solve the problem, a second warning will need to be given, this time accompanied by a clearly stated consequence if the behavior continues. Remember, the consequences should reflect those developed in the camp covenant and be appropriate for the offense. Remember also that only the camp director has the authority to send a camper home.
An important step in disciplining campers is following through on consequences. Appropriate consequences often include timeout or a reduction in pool time. Basic needs, including food and rest, can never be withheld as a form of punishment. In addition, as mentioned before, physical exercise is not an appropriate punishment. Throughout each step of this process, you should have been communicating with the site director concerning the issue and the steps you've taken to solve it. If your approaches to this point have had no effect on the camper's behavior, you can discuss further options with your site director, including continued or increased restrictions, and if necessary, dismissal of the camper from camp.
Finally, in extreme cases such as those involving fighting, threatened or perceived violence, or illegal activity, campers should be brought to the camp director immediately. These types of incidents are taken very seriously and are, in some cases, grounds for immediate dismissal from camp. Always remember, our most important responsibility is to ensure the safety of our campers. These policies have been developed for this purpose, as our campers cannot grow spiritually, experience new things, or form meaningful relationships when their basic needs for safety and care have been neglected. Disciplining campers is never fun, but it is necessary from time to time. Therefore, disciplinary issues must be handled with the utmost care and professionalism.